Actually, the seatbelt saved my life.
A family's worst nightmare came to life last Saturday night when Libby Sweet was just minutes away from home when a car came into her lane and struck her head on. In 2018, Missouri had 918 fatalities, which comes out to be about 2.5 a day. Out of 918, 60% of them were not buckled up. 16 to 18-year-olds have the highest percentage of wrecks nationwide. These wrecks occur mainly on Wednesday and Friday evenings between 3 and 6 p.m. Tyler Benenfield, a College Junction senior, found out the hard way.
I was late to school and I was in a hurry, so I did not buckle up. And there was ice on my windshield as well, and I did not scrape that off. And I was just driving along and hit a girl in the back and her rear ended her. And my knees were pinned against my dash, and my front half flew forward, and I face planted into my windshield, and I had a bloody nose.
Although nothing positive comes from a wreck, not wearing your seatbelt makes your injuries much worse than they could be.
In all the crashes I worked, which is over 1,000 or more in my career, I can only recall one crash where the person was killed while wearing their seatbelt. And it was due to circumstances beyond their control, and a seatbelt wouldn't have saved them.
Being required to wear a seatbelt hasn't always been a law.
When did it become law in Missouri? We signed that law in September of 1985. And then what caused that was a big push from the federal government that said, if you would like federal highway funding, you need to pass this law. So which we did. We did not start writing tickets for that until July of 1987. We gave warnings for the first year and a half.
College Junction student Cody Thornton found out from a passenger's point of view how dangerous not wearing a seatbelt can be.
It was on Friday night. We were driving around out on a country road, and we were out messing around, and my buddy was kind of not feeling well. And we were just driving, and there was a stop sign coming up, and we were doing about 80 mile an hour, and well, we didn't think he was going to stop at the stop sign, so we were coming up on the stop sign pretty fast. So I tapped on his shoulder and I said, hey, there's a stop sign coming up. Well, he just kind of like acted like he didn't hear me or anything. He just ignored me and kept driving. Well, we were coming up on the stop sign, and by then he had like seen that the road didn't go straight, it teed off. So he hit the brakes pretty fast, and when we went through about a 4-foot ditch, and it hit the front of his truck, and we landed out in the ditch, and it ended up totaling his truck out. And there was me and 4 other people with us, and none of us were wearing any of our seat belts in the wreck.
Some people didn't have it as easy as Libby Sweet, even though she was wearing a seatbelt. December 9th of 2018, Libby went to social media with a caption saying, "Safety first." What she didn't know was a little over a month later, her life would be changed forever.
So I was taking this curve, and this guy, it was just by a bridge, and so this guy was coming off the bridge, and there's a curve, but also right here there's a side road where you can exit or enter it. So I was going onto the bridge, and this guy had never drove the route, so he wanted to go onto this side road right here. And last thing I remember is seeing the Jeep parked at the side road, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up. So the guy went onto the side road, hit me head on, and then I wake up and I think I'm going to die. So I have to unbuckle my seatbelt and I hop out of the car, I guess, while it's still moving. So basically it was a head-on collision that I could have died.
For every action, there is a consequence, mentally and physically.
Consequences were my insurance went up. I had 2 sore knees, a sore face, and a sore chest.
I had just had surgery on my shoulder. I ended up re-breaking my collarbone and broke my sister's ankle, and then broke like a few of my buddy's fingers because they got jammed between the seat.
Physically, I have severe bruising everywhere. They told me I shouldn't even be alive, so it's a blessing. I can't walk that well. I have deep tissue bruising in my knee and then in my collarbone, and then I'm just bruised everywhere else, so getting touched just hurts, so it's just bad.
It made me want to, wear it a lot more because I can see how, I wasn't going that fast, so I can see how, if I was going 60 or 70, my life would be at risk, so I want to wear it.
It's changed my mind of how I should wear a seatbelt because of how it hurt me, and I've made my decision that I'll wear my seatbelt from now on while in the vehicle. Mentally, it's terrible. It just recently happened less than a week ago. So every day I replay it. I'm like, well, could I have done something else to prevent it? So mentally it's terrible. I'm
goodness gracious, like, I can't stop this. I don't want to get behind the wheel. Like, I know I need to, but I can't. Like, I just can't.
We asked Lieutenant Bearden what he would say to someone who doesn't wear a seatbelt.
What would I say to someone who doesn't wear their seatbelt? Why? Because it's important, and I get it, some people think it's not cool. Your chances of surviving a crash with minor to no injuries are 100 times better if you're seatbelted and you stay in the car and you stay in your position. Because the combination of seatbelt and airbags protect you so much more than, let's just say that you're not belted and you don't get thrown out, but you get thrown over and hit the person next to you or thrown in the back seat. Your body's not meant to take that type of abuse, and then you get all sorts of head and neck injuries that way.
Put it on, like, it takes 2 seconds. You can put your phone down for 2 seconds. You can stop a conversation and you can start back up, but you can't start your life back up if you don't buckle up.
And now I wear my seatbelt.
And now I wear my seatbelt.
It may only cost $10 for not wearing your seatbelt, but it could ultimately cost you your life.